So last week I spoke about how Leon was in the wrong indefinitely for not sparing one Franklin Saint no type of change in their second to last interaction before the end of the Snowfall series. And I stand by that wholeheartedly. Leon was definitely tripping. I hope you didn't think that this was a revisionist video after going through y'all comments and realizing, oh, maybe Leon did have a legit reason for not giving Saint that much. It was a method to the madness the whole time. Sissy was right. No, I'm not jacking none of that. What I'm really trying to get across in this video is the fact that despite how much I was on Saint's side in the last video, and if it would have mattered anyway, none of the money that Leon could have given Saint, even if he had given him the whole $3 million, none of that would have been enough to satiate this man's insatiable greed. Let's talk about that in this quick video. So if you like anything I gotta say all in the video, you know what you gotta do. Go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, follow if you want TikTok right now. And let's talk about it. So before I even get into the premise of this video for real, I know a lot of y'all was about to be in the comments talking about, well, that's essentially what we said in the last video. Franklin would have never been okay with 50K or 100K or 200K from Leon, because I would have even been close to the $73 million that he had lost to Teddy at the beginning of the season, J-Swap. And yes, you would be right about that. Only if I ever once argued that the 100,000 or however much money Leon would have ended up giving, bro, would have been a sufficient amount for Franklin Saint. Now, $100,000, I think that would be a sufficient amount for just about anybody, including Franklin. Like, he is not above $100,000, but he will tell you he is. For Franklin, $100,000 is chump change. With all the money he's made from the very beginning of the season to when Teddy robbed him, that shit is like a dollar bill to bro. Why would I even pick that up? I wouldn't even wipe my ass with that kind of money. That's how Franklin would look at $100,000. That does not defeat Leon from giving him that money when Franklin is on his last of last. That's what I was arguing in the last video, is the fact that Leon didn't even offer to give him a crumb of that blood money that he was also ready to bring up in the face of Saint, who was dead broke at that time. I don't care what nobody says, Franklin Saint included. That $100,000 in the 80s right now could be flipped into something much greater. And in the hands of Franklin Saint, that shit could be flipped to a lot of money, millions on millions, not 73 million perhaps. If he locked in, he could really turn that into some serious profit. And then so the problem with Saint is that in the end, he's become entirely too prideful for his own good. There's this scene towards the end of the last episode of Snowfall. Years after the conversation with Leon, Franklin tracks down Peaches at a crib of all places, either that or some random stash house Peaches was staying at. Boy, Peaches is high out of his mind, but Franklin got this man dead to rights, talking about some, you need to open that safe and give me all of the money that's in there. Fuck is you talking about? She's like, all right, let me get up, let me stretch real quick. Psych pulled the Glock. I was about to pull the trigger on safe, but you know Franklin wasn't going for none of that. He's very jittery these days. Shoots and kills Peaches right then and there. Then it's just Franklin and a safe. Problem is Franklin does not know the combination to this safe, so he calls one guy who can get him into the safe. The dude pulls up. As he's about to get into the safe, this random dude pulls up looking for Peaches. Obviously Franklin already killed him, and Franklin can't let this guy leave with that knowledge. So the dude who pulled up just to open the safe door, unfortunately has to see Franklin catch a body right before his eyes. Sometime after this dude witnesses Franklin catch his body, he manages to get the safe door unlocked. And that's when Franklin sees a mere $12,000 in that safe. Now listen, $12,000, you know, it's not $100,000. It's not $50,000. It's not even $20,000, but $12,000? Still a lot more money than this man had the day before, the week before, probably the year before. This man, Franklin, he sees that $12,000 and he basically laughs at that. He becomes hysterical looking at that money. Tells the dude, all right, man, I'm gonna let you go. You got a family and everything like that. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I'm just gonna revel in this pain real quick. I'm gonna holler at you, though. This man starts walking out the crib. I would have been jetting out of there. Would have seen me hit a 55-meter dash in 5 seconds. I'm not sticking around this murderer. Bro stuck around long enough for Franklin to put 2 bullets in his back, killing him right then and there. Stone cold. That $12,000 pissed you off that bad. What's crazy is he probably still took that $12,000 and just blew it on lick, just so disappointed at the amount of money that he incurred from that safe. Knowing that Peaches likely blew the rest of it on some drug and other nefarious deed he was getting into in the years that he was missing from Franklin's operation. Now, this is when I knew that Franklin Saint was too far gone. Because throughout the season, after his conversation with Leon, after seeing Uncle Jerome die, after seeing his mom go to jail after killing Teddy, even after all these conversations, Franklin's life is still continuing to implode right in his face up until this point where dude is able to open the safe door to get him this $12,000. When you think about everything that Franklin had to go through, even in just this season alone, you could argue $12,000 cannot fill that void at all by any means. But at the end of the day, like I said, $12,000, if you use it in the right way, could make a world of difference. And he knows that. He was just too prideful to admit it. He was so upset because he had his expectations so high on what could be behind that safe that instead of using it wisely, instead of investing it, he ends up blowing it. Making him spiral further and further down the rabbit hole until we have the Saint that we know in the present day. It's that greed, that envy, that need to be back on top. I was saying it's greatest downfall, and then you could argue that this is what Sissy was trying to protect him from. I say you could argue because we would never know, because she never said that. I say all that to say Franklin Saint's demise was always predetermined. Who knows, even if he got that half of $73 million from Teddy for real, would that even be enough for this man who already touched $70 million? I guess we'll never know. Shout out to Sissy once again. That's all I got for y'all for this video, though. Let me know what you think, though. When did you feel like Franklin Saint was entirely too far gone? There was absolutely no coming back for this character. Leave all your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, I'll be in host Jay Swaffle. You've been entertained, and then we'll talk soon. Peace, y'all.